Okay, let's see now. Let's try and see why are many Waldorf parents and educators so worried about technology, and especially about technology used in school, because school is a big part of our children's lives. I mean, at elementary school level it's half their day, and as they grow it is of course a bigger and bigger part of their day. What is it that really worries us? So first of all, it's very practical things, like do actually children get to move enough, especially for younger children? Do they get to develop enough their fine motor skills? Do they get to play with touch things, like play with clay, with crayons, build with sticks, build with Lego blocks, build with wooden blocks? Like, do they really get to touch and feel materials and develop like the senses, like their fingertips? Or is it just swiping, scrolling, and actually your sense of touch dies a little inside? And also like gross motor skills. Do kids get to run, to jump, to climb? Do their muscles develop enough? Like, it is kind of a dystopia to imagine us like we are already like slouching, most of us, but you know, imagine us like with our arms and legs atrophying more and more. You know, it is a bit silly having to be in front of a computer the whole day and then have to go to the gym just because we don't move enough in order to keep those muscles alive. Especially for children, we can't do that to them. They need to have enough time to play, to move, to have their heart beat faster, to exercise, you know, through play. Then the other question is, do children really know what they're doing with technology? Because, you know, you have parents that are very proud that their 3-year-old can play word games even on their tablet and knows how to turn it on and off and choose a game and things like that. But actually the fact is that the children have a very superficial relationship with technology. If you ask them to do something more meaningful, like, could you go on Google Maps and calculate the distance between your house and the school? You see that kids actually cannot do that. They can send text messages, make photos, send them to their friends, but they can't actually use technology to do a project, to do a more complicated and more useful probably function. So that's the other thing, the superficial relationship of children with technology. And then the other thing that is endangered is fantasy. The thing is, children and adults alike, we do have sorry we do have a huge potential to imagine worlds in our head. You know, when we read a book and we have all these wonderful worlds or terrifying worlds or, you know, strange worlds unfolding in our minds. We imagine the characters, we imagine the scenery. You know, it's an amazing ability, and the more you engage with technology, the more you have all these images served up to you. So you don't use your imagination that much. Your storytelling abilities become less and less. And additionally to that, you do not have the patience anymore. You know, our attention span becomes so small. We don't even have the patience to actually read a book. It goes too slow compared to TikTok swiping, or, you know, Facebook news, or, you know, Twitter, which I think is not Twitter anymore. But, you know, this kind of things, that everything goes super fast. So we don't have anymore the patience to really dive into a topic or dive into a subject. And I'm not just talking about books, but I'm talking about thinking about a specific thing, a specific concept, a specific idea for a longer period of time and delving deeper. And then of course it is about humanity. Like, do children actually preserve their humanity? You know, there are so many stories of online bullying and children being mean to other children without even realizing, you know, that it is real people we are talking about. Just give me a second because another sneeze is coming. Okay, I'm back. I'm filming in the attic and we are trying to declutter here a bit. There's lots of dust that is probably flying around everywhere, hence the sneezing. But yeah, so I was talking about humanity. and how you can be really mean to other people online, forgetting they are actual real human beings, you know. And this is why you have so many suicides that are related to bullying, especially when it comes to groups of teenagers, especially in the US, but in Europe it is also becoming a thing slowly. There was a father at this meeting we had at school in this lecture who told us that he has a colleague who is a teacher at the same school for 23 years, and she shared with the other teachers that she had kids coming to school at age 4 and they were given clay to play with, and they were swiping with the clay. They've never touched clay before, only their tablets and their screens. And we are talking Europe, we are talking the Netherlands, right? So I found it very, very scary. So these are very real dangers, and things like, you know, Snapchat, which I've never used. I'm old, you know. I was not aware of the fact that you can actually send a message and then delete it, which means actually that if you're being bullied online, you have to think of taking a screenshot, proving that this screenshot is real and not a fake, whenever, if you decide, you know, to press charges against the people who are bullying you. Or then we were told it's really good to actually have an idea of all the different programs that the new generation is using. I just learned that Instagram is for old people like me, and new generation are not even using it that much. But, you know, there are dangers like you have adults approaching children, and I know that of course having pedophiles online is very scary, but we need to realize that it's not only 12, 13, 14-year-olds that are in danger. Like, little kids have a lot to lose from the wrong use of technology. But how do we go about it? So in the third part, I want to talk a bit about how we can take advantage of all the positive aspects of technology use, also within the Waldorf school, and how we, as parents at home, can work with our kids, not against technology, but in learning how to use it in a meaningful and beneficial way, and controlling it as much as we can within healthy boundaries. Okay, let's go on to part 3 then.